And then we'll just roll through the questions and make it really quick.
Right, yes.
Prince, you okay? You need hair and
No,
makeup?
don't touch him, don't touch him. Not gonna move.
Ready? Okay.
Hold on.
You okay? You want a little bit of my whiskey to make you frisky?
Do you want a drink?
Sure.
Here, let me just pull in some in my glass and we can share it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Are you ready, Mr. Billingsley?
Yeah, I have to read.
Sir Billingsley.
I don't have you. I thought you had your bag.
No, I didn't bring it over here. You can get this back to me.
Yeah, no one.
All right.
This is the new house I'm opening in Las Vegas. So I have to mention, I gotta say.
Oh, I know someone in Indiana who wants to move to Las Vegas. How far is it away from the Strip?
I live right, the house is right across the street from Wayne Newton.
Oh, Wayne Newton's house?
No, it's not this house.
The
Happy Lane is the community.
Oh, can I have a little bit of that for my lips?
Happy Lane is the community that Wayne Newton lives in.
Oh, Happy Lane, I just saw that. Because I was, can I have a little bit more? Okay.
Hey, you asked for that, dog.
Okay, Mara, you grabbed me. I was just like, oh.
You're asking
Yeah. It looked like it ain't never been touched.
Brand new. Hey, Prince, come here.
Brand new. Prince, you want to be in the photograph?
Come on, Prince.
Ooh, look at how the summer of Sam is trying to sniff Jeremy on the DL.
Oh, Sam is evil.
He's cute.
Prince.
He got Patti LaBelle's new attitude hairstyle.
You know, gonna see those?
Come here. Come on.
All right.
Oh.
So are we ready?
Sit.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next.
All right. So today I'm gonna have a little interview with my buddy Mr. Billingsley. I met Mr. Billingsley about a couple months ago. I was looking for a place to live in LA, and he actually told me, after I spoke with him on the phone, I was very intrigued with him because he had a very distinguished, proper speaking voice, and that always intrigues me. So I wanted to have tea with him, even though I didn't end up moving into his space. I wanted to have tea with him, and over our course in our first meeting, he exposed to me that he used to be the bodyguard of Nina Simone. Now, I never was a big Nina Simone fan. I just know who she is, and I found a CD of hers called Nina Simone for Lovers, and I fell in love with her music, so I started to look her up on YouTube. So I thought Mr. Billingsley would be an excellent candidate to have a sit-down with and talk about Nina and himself in a nutshell. Okay, so Mr. Billingsley.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
All right.
And this is our co-star,
This is my,
Prince.
My nephew, Prince.
Hi, nephew Prince. All right, so Mr. Billingsley. Now, you know I'm totally fascinated with you and your story and where you have been on the planet. And when you told me that you had been the bodyguard of Nina Simone, I wanted to ask you some questions. So briefly, why don't you just introduce yourself, you know, and tell me, you know, who you are and what you're doing right now at this present moment before we move into the past. Okay?
Currently, I am the founder of American Transitional Housing, which we are relocating, and I'm merging with the family members in Las Vegas. And the new housing is, we're switching from middle age and you know, elderly people. We wanted to be dealing mostly with elderly people.
Okay.
In Las Vegas, we have a 10-bedroom, 6-bedroom home there with 3 acres.
Okay.
And it has 2 swimming pools, and
Whoa.
jacuzzis, and fish ponds, tennis courts.
Whoa.
So I have to be across the street from Wayne Newton.
Okay.
And so like the house that you saw me with was the house that I inherited on Burnside.
Okay.
That was the house I was raised in.
Okay.
So now things are just getting bigger and better for me.
Is there an email that you want to like send out to the
name of the
world?
company is Happy Lane Elderly Residential Housing.
Okay, Happy Lane Elderly Residential
It's 30,
Housing.
let me get the address for you. It's 3670 Happy Lane.
3670 Happy Lane. Okay, so
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada. All right. So moving from the future to the past.
Right.
All right. You used to bodyguard for Nina Simone.
Exactly.
Tell me what it was like for you as a bodyguard for Nina Simone. First, tell me how Nina Simone came into your life.
Well, I was working for Hughes Aircraft in Northrop, and I had a red dot security clearance that I had obtained through the governmental institution that I worked for. Then I went into private bodyguard servicing, and I think my first client was Stacy Lattisaw.
Oh wow, I know who she is.
And I met with her father, Jerome Lattisaw. And then I think after that I did something with Jermaine Stewart.
Okay, I know who he is. You don't have to take your clothes off.
Yeah,
Right.
You don't have to. You did it. You did have to take your clothes off back in those days. And my friend was a model for Ebony magazine. His name was Chas King.
Okay.
And he was also a hairdresser.
Okay.
And we both lived in Baldwin Hills off of Angela Vista and Stockton.
Okay.
We lived like 4 houses down from each other. And we used to go out clubbing and stuff, and I was promoting my business. It was called ASAP Security Services at that time, as soon as possible. So, Chaz went out to do someone's hair and makeup, and came back and said, "You will never believe this crazy lady just gave me $500 to comb her hair like this and pat it back down." And her name is Nina Simone. I'm like, man, because I'm young, I'm not really knowing. So he went back over there to give him another $500 the next day to take a robe to the cleaners and have it sewn.
Wow.
That's what I saw. I said, "You need to introduce me to this lady." So he took me over to her house over here at Franklin Towers, and I think she lived in Suite 103 then.
Okay.
And Jermaine Stewart lived in the top floor.
Right, I know Franklin Towers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I went there, she was very eccentric and loud. And
excuse me, I need to pause because when you say eccentric, how do you mean when you
She was very kind of Benjamin Franklin type of person. She's walking, pacing back and forth, thinking, hollering, screaming.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what was she hollering?
Oh, she had a houseman named Jim Watkins who was her houseman and manager. And she used to abuse him verbally, kind of like the model, what's her name?
Naomi Campbell. Okay.
"Damn it, Jim, you hear me talking to you?" And throwing things at him and things of that nature. But as time went by, well, first I had to give her a proposal.
Okay.
And she gave me, I think, I was charging $150 an hour then.
$150 an hour.
Yeah.
To do what? What was the proposal?
No, just a bodyguard service to escort. She only could live here for 6 months.
Okay.
Out of the year, because she had shot her husband Frank Sinucci back in the 60s. So she was barred from performing in the United States.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, and he was the chief of police for I think San Francisco.
Okay.
And when she shot him, instead of her going to jail, she just went over to Switzerland. She has a 5-bedroom chateau in Switzerland.
Okay.
Geneva. And she lived there, and she performed all over Africa and Geneva and all over there. And then her #1 song, "My Baby Cares for Me," went #1, and then she came back to the United States. Her bar was lifted in 1990.
So that one, her what?
She was expelled from the United States.
Right.
For 20 years.
And what's it called, a bar?
Yeah, well, they
bar you,
yeah,
right. And it was lifted after her song went to?
Well, in 1990 was when she returned to the United States.
Okay.
To be able to perform.
Okay, awesome.
And then her song "My Baby Cares for Me" went #1, and it was done on Chanel #5 commercial when Nicole Kidman walks over with #5 on her back.
Right.
Yeah, that's Nina Simone.
Okay, and that was a Moulin Rouge promotion.
It was also?
Yes. Okay. So you charged her $150, right?
Right.
How did you approach her? You said that she was a bit like
Eccentric.
eccentric. I mean, like you
Well,
come
my roommate wrote proposals for the mayor's office. So I had paid her $500 to give Nina Simone a proposal.
Oh, okay.
That she couldn't turn down. She was astonished about
your services.
Yeah.
What you were offering.
About the proposal, the package, and everything, and how I presented it, and how professional it was. So,
right.
Right then and there, she trusted my say something.
So, cut to chase. You start working for her. How soon after?
That day.
That day.
Yeah.
All right. And like, did you become her driver? I mean, what was
No,
like?
we had a chauffeur.
You had a chauffeur.
Limousine. There's only 7 in the world.
Which kind was it?
Damien.
Damien. Okay. And
And
what was? Tell me. Do you remember
the things
what
that
your?
we did?
No, the first day. Do you remember what the first day was like?
The first day was, well, we had a maid named Martitha.
Okay.
And the first day was swimming. We had swimming and hot dogs and champagne.
Oh.
That was her favorite thing to do. We'd do 40 laps up and back, and that'd be like 5 in the morning.
So even though everyone knows that Nina Simone smoked a lot of cigarettes, she still.
Yeah, she did smoke a lot of cigarettes.
So she still did 40
Oh,
laps?
yes.
So you guys did 40 laps?
Every morning.
Wow, okay, and had hot dogs and champagne?
Not every day, but she like yogurt and nuts.
Yogurt and nuts?
That would be like our breakfast would be yogurt and nuts, and then lunch would be champagne and hot dogs. And then dinner might be, because she gets invited out a lot.
Right.
So-
So she would go out on the town
Yeah.
for dinner. So going out on town, would you accompany her?
Oh, always, yeah.
What was it like? Tell me like.
Well, one of
what-
his favorite
one of the-
spots was
yeah.
Larry Parker's in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
And we went there, and I remember me just start working with her. I didn't really know who she was.
Right.
So whenever we go somewhere, only in West Hollywood would people know her.
Oh,
If
okay.
I was on the other side of town, we could just be in the mall and shop.
Right.
When we get Beverly Hills or anything west,
Right.
all the way to the beach, they knew her immediately.
Right.
But so it was weird to me because where I lived at, it really didn't matter. She can come in and be normal, but when we go other places, it would be like autograph time and all that stuff.
How was she towards her fans?
It was very strange because when she was at Carnegie Hall and all those other places, the majority of her audience were Caucasian, but she really didn't feel for Caucasians as much. She loves her black authenticity of her people, and she was always determined to make